Welcome back to the channel. I'm Zach.
Hello, 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 hello. I'm Mitchell.
What are we going to be talking about today, Mitchell?
Something really cool and interesting actually. We're gonna be talking about the top 5 tips that I use to be more productive. Part one, because this is gonna be like a Rambo movie. There's gonna be like 7 parts of this.
Probably. There's a lot of tips for this topic, so.
Yes, yes. Plenty of tips. So I'm gonna go through mine and then let's see if you have any questions or anything.
Yeah.
Zach,
Let's
let me
get through
know.
them.
So the number one tip that I use is time blocking. Um, I literally block my time in 25-minute sets. So I walk around with my phone and like if I have to do something, like I click in 25 minutes, I'm reading a book, and then once the alarm goes off, 25 minutes for another book. Right now I'm reading 2 books at the same time, and sometimes they get tedious, or sometimes I just get really into it, and I want to spend like hours finishing this book because I can finish a book in less than a day. But I just shouldn't because I need to study, I need to work, I need to do other stuff.
So, about that time blocking method you're talking about, that's also called the Pomodoro technique, right?
Yes, yes, the
That
Pomodoro
also
technique.
that also plays into the part of the primacy and recency effect we talked about in the last video, correct?
That's right. That's right. I'm glad you were paying attention.
Yeah, pay attention.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, you can do it anytime. Like you can do like 5 minute intervals, 10 minutes. Um, Elon Musk actually does, I think, is like 5 minute intervals, which I think is pretty crazy because I don't think I'll be able to just focus on like a topic 5 minutes. So I give myself 20 to 25 minutes, depending on what I'm doing. Like 25 minutes to do this, 25 minutes to review this, 25 minutes for research here, there, blah blah blah, and it works. It works.
I think it's
Um,
also recommended that you don't go over 45, 50 minutes. That's what the research has been seeing, like drops in concentration. So, just add
Drops in
that there.
concentration dramatically. Yes. So after 2 of those, you should probably get a little break. Go to the bathroom, get some water, get some tea or coffee or whatever. And my second tip is limited distractions. Um, so the way that I limit distractions is I stay in my room, or sometimes I go to the living room where my dad is in my room. I mean, in his room, or I just am in the kitchen while he's somewhere else in the house. Um,
What do you do
but
about your phone? Does your phone distract you?
yes, it actually does. So I actually turn off all the notification dings, so I don't get like, so I just don't have to. So crazy thing is that there are many things out there to do with the phone, and one of the things that I really really like, there are time lock box for phones. It essentially is like a time lock box for like cookies. They said they literally sell them everywhere. You can go to Walmart or Amazon or anything.
Never saw it.
I think the ones for cookies are like a lot cheaper than the ones for phones, because if you look online, the ones for phones are like $39. For cookies are like I think 10 or whatever. But it's really old. You can set it out a timer for like a couple hours, so you can't really access it unless you break the container, which is plastic, so it's gonna take you a little bit.
I can do that. There's if you don't want to buy a container, there's some free apps out there. There's one called Forest you get on your phone or Google Chrome. And what happens with
Yeah.
that is you set a timer and you grow a tree if you complete your task. And if you don't, your tree dies, and it makes you feel sad because you just killed a tree, right?
That is a pretty interesting way of paying attention.
It's one of the most like popular apps recommended by YouTubers and like Instagram people. So
I have never tried the app. Have you?
I use it, but like a tree dying doesn't really hit me when it hurts, you know.
Right. I mean, yeah,
Some people it does though. Some people feel really bad about it. I notice on Instagram, so
it's very
it doesn't work
interesting.
for people.
No, yeah, no, it wouldn't work. I mean, it works for me because I can't really physically touch the phone because it's inside a box. Sometimes when I'm in a different place, I literally just put it away or turn it off. So you can do that as well. Number three, one of the things that I use the most is I stop multitasking, and I got this from Zach actually, because I used to like multitask a lot, but he was drilling on me, telling me to stop multitasking because Because why? Because why? Tell me why, Zach.
Yeah, so multitasking, like, so let's say I'm talking to you and I'm also looking at the presentation doing this. My mind's switching tasks, and it takes your mind about 20 minutes, 30 minutes to refocus on a task. So if you're looking at your phone, looking at social media, and you come back to your task, it takes you another 25, 30 minutes you're wasting because your brain's not focused now.
Yeah, or those 20 seconds that you're looking away, whenever you look back again, you're completely lost.
It just hurts you in the long run, so just don't multitask. I know it's hard for everyone not to do, so.
Extremely hard, especially if your phone is dinging all the time.
Yeah.
Number four. So I like to find a good environment to work. Sometimes when I'm not feeling like studying and I'm at home and I have all the access to my tablet and my laptop and everything, I just go to the library and I just sit down in a corner and read.
Sounds like a
You can do
nerd.
it like, yeah, exactly. Hey, all the way. You can read in the library. You can just find a good environment. If you have a balcony, I have a balcony, so I can just sit outside within the balcony and just be relaxed and just focus. But it all depends. It all depends on what you like. Lastly, is have a list of things that you want to get done before the day. So you can do it two ways. You can either write them the night before, or you can write them as soon as you wake up. I like to write them the night before, and I'm thinking, okay, right before I go to sleep, like, what am I gonna do tomorrow? So I'm gonna do this and this and this and this, and I usually try to keep it as five big items, or like five items, five things that I want to finish the next day, and then I write them out. And then in the morning, I look at them and I'm like, okay, I gotta do this now. But I try to do the hardest topic, the hardest thing to do first. So that way, it makes it easy. The rest of them are not gonna be as hard. That's what I like to do, and hey, it works for me. Not 100% of the time, but I'm gonna say like 94%, 95% of the time. Yeah.
I just want to add to that last tip you gave. It's a really good tip. I read that you should do it at night though, because that allows your subconscious mind at night to be thinking of, okay, this is what I gotta do tomorrow. I need to like plan this out in my
Yeah.
head. Lets you think it out. You should
Yeah.
also
And
subdivide the tasks too, so make them as simple as possible. So if you want to read a chapter and in a day or something, subdivide it into like, I want to read a sentence. So your brain's like, I'll read this one sentence and I can quit. And so there's
yeah.
not much resistance of starting. You're like, okay, I just need one sentence and I'm done. But let yourself quit it if you really feel like you have to quit after the sentence. But if you don't, just keep going.
And I'm going to give a bonus.
A
Number
bonus.
six. Yes, a bonus. This comes all the way from my top one, my main dude, Elon Musk. Um, the number one tip that Elon Musk has, well, he has a lot, but the number one tip that I like is create deadlines. You have to create deadlines. You can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna study, I'm gonna take the MCAT in like sometime in December, and then you move it to January, and then you move it to February, and then it just goes all down the drain. You have to have a deadline. You have to have a deadline of when you're gonna study. Like you have to have a deadline. Now, Elon Musk has like some crazy deadlines. Like he gives you a year for an incredible task to like go to Mars. He's like, in the next 2 years we'll end up in Mars. I know it's a crazy deadline, but it does force the people to work for him, and it forces him to work super hard to meet the deadline. So if you do create some intense deadlines, you will be working twice as hard as a regular person. So I like to create some intense deadlines as to. Right now, I'm working on a thesis, so I'm trying to finish this by the end of October, which gives me like 5 days, and I'm like halfway done. So, so it gives me like an insanely crazy deadline that I have to finish. Like so much writing and research in 5 days, plus studying for the MCAT, plus working, plus all this stuff. So yeah, that's the bonus tip. Create deadlines as crazy as you can make, and as long as you stick with it.
Yeah, that's the problem though, sticking with your deadlines you make because you made them yourself. And you know you don't really have to stick to them, but you have to force yourself to remember you have to stick to them.
Yeah.
So I think that's it for
All
this video,
right.
guys. Hope you got something from it. So
Yeah. And if you have any ideas or any more tips, just comment down below.
yeah, let's see you in the next video.
Hey, have a good night. Bye.